What's up, tribe? Happy Thursday. Y'all, when I say this week has been a slow week, it has been a slow week. Hold on, let me get my light together. I forgot to pull my light over. It has been a slow week. I don't know why it seemed like it took me so long to get to Friday. Actually, I do kind of know why it took me so long to get to Friday because this is the last 5 day. Well, no, I shouldn't say it's the last 5 day, but this is the I had a full week this week. Let me just say it that way. I had 5 days of work this week, even though one day I had I left early because I had an orthodontist appointment. Um, but next week we have a 4 day week because it's Martin Luther King birthday. The week after that, I have an early dismissal because it's the end of the quarter. So I have a day where I'm only at work for like a half a day. The week after that is the cruise, I think. Maybe not. Don't know. Either way, it's been a long 5 days. And it's still only Thursday. I still have a full day tomorrow to get through. And I have a very important meeting first thing in the morning. The good news is that it's first thing in the morning. And that might be another reason why this week seemed like it took so long because I knew I had this thing to do on Friday. And it was like, I just want to get it over with. I want to get it over with. So the good news is I'll be done by 10 o'clock tomorrow. It'll be over. But anyway, so there's me. Hey, everybody coming in. I was going to make this a members only. I told you guys that on this channel, I was going to start doing TV talk as a members only. But only reason why I'm not going to do it as a members only this week is because, well, this month. And I was going to try to do it once a week. Anyway, it's because I wanted to be fair. I told you guys about the stalker publicly, so I wanted to give y'all the update publicly. But I do want to start doing my members only once a week. I just have to work it into my life, child. It's just a lot. It is a lot. I may do a members only today. I don't want to commit to it. I've been trying to just keep up with both channels, and it's been a lot. I'm just being honest. Because on this channel, it went from one extreme to the other, right? I have anything to review. It went from having nothing to review to like 5 or 6 things to review. So that was a lot. Trying to keep up with that. Hold on. Ooh. Trying to keep up with that, and then hold on. And keep up with my news because again, the celebrity news goes in cycles. Like some days ain't a whole lot to talk about, and then it just seemed like boom, 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 boom happens. Why is this? Hold on, y'all. This thing is getting on my nerves. I don't know if y'all can see what I can see, but it's like it's a street going straight down the middle. I need a new cloth. This cloth really ain't clean anymore. I need to get a new cloth, a new eyeglass cloth. Okay, I think that's better. It just seemed like it was a street going right down the middle. But y'all come on in. We're going to do a little TV talk today. I'm going to give y'all the update on my stalker. And shout out to the tribe. I said that on my other channel yesterday. Shout out to the tribe because, baby, y'all showed up and showed out. People was texting me. I mean, messaging me, talking about they was over on that lady channel. They was telling me they reported her. Y'all, I love y'all. For real. Okay? I love y'all for real. Happy Founders Day to any of my subscribers who are members of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Happy Founders Day to you. I did wish a happy Founders Day to Ravine earlier in the week and all of my ladies who are members of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. And I did acknowledge my Zetas, ladies who are members of Zeta Phi Beta and Sorority Incorporated. I do think I missed Sigma Gamma Rho's Founders Day, and for that I apologize. I don't have an excuse. I just want to say I apologize. I think I just forgot to do it that day. So I apologize. Yeah. So happy Founders Day to you guys. Y'all know January is busy with the Founders Days. But I know Sigma Gamma Rho, their Founders Day is in, I think, November. I think. Don't beat me up. Any roles in the house, don't beat me up if I got that wrong. Not Xavier said I went through them lies. I went through the comments and told them not to listen to her lies. Well, we're gonna get to her. Like I said, I'll do her last because I want y'all to hear it. Okay. But let's get into some of this Bravo talk yesterday. And thank you, K-Fit shared me out. If you're here, if you're in the bushes, or anybody that she sent in the bushes, thank you, boo. Let me say this. Hold on. Okay. Wait a minute, hold on. Hold on, y'all. Oh, Janae, you a roll. You forgive me. Thank you, boo. Because listen, charge it to my head and not my heart. It was with no intention, no slight. I have friends and family members that are a part of all of the D9, and as you guys know, I am part of on the Masonic side. So it is never my intention to miss anybody. So, let me start with that. So yesterday, I'm sorry, I got a text and I was, y'all, I might have to go into members only. I might have to tell y'all some of my business. I want to tell it now, but I'm trying to stop myself. So I got something a little bit wrong on yesterday, so I want to share the correct information. I believe on my channel yesterday, I said that the Belle Collective Birmingham spinoff. I think I gave the impression that it's Stormy's show alone. But it's not Stormy's show alone. It is an ensemble. It's going to be built around her. So she's going to be the star. Let's make no mistake that she is the star. But let me read you guys the write-up that was in Variety. So I want to be sure I get this correct. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe not Variety, child. Oh, okay, I'm about to say they're trying to make me get a membership, child. I'm trying to delete memberships, baby. Okay, it says Belle Collective owns unscripted series following Black businesswomen in Jackson, Mississippi, is expanding into a franchise. The network has greenlit Belle Collective Birmingham, starring Stormy Steele. Additionally, the original Belle Collective will return on February the 13th. We're gonna talk about that next. Steele is the founder and CEO of the multi-million-dollar brand Canvas Beauty. According to the official log line, Belle Collective Birmingham follows her as she connects with a circle of driven, successful Southern belles in the rising cultural hub of Birmingham, who are determined to transform the city into a thriving destination for beauty and influence. Stormy must navigate Birmingham's deeply connected social and business scenes to forge alliances with fellow powerhouses, including her savvy CFO, Amber Jones, entrepreneur Tiffany Jones, marketing strategist Fumi Ford, model and marketeer Sonetta Hawkins, and talent manager Kayla Iman. And I hope I said everybody's name correctly. Tiffany Jones, I just started following her on TikTok. She fell into my algorithm last night, said that now that the news is out, she can talk. Welcome to her TikTok, so forth and so on. So I have started following her on TikTok, you guys. The Belle Collective franchise spotlights dynamic women who embody the strength, ambition, and pride of Black female entrepreneurship, redefining what it means to be a modern Southern belle who unapologetically carves her own path. Per OWN, the original series starring Carrie Paul, Leticia Pearson, Latrice Rogers, Marie Hamilton, Selena Johnson, and Tambra Cherie was the most watched original series on cable among African-American women aged 25 through 54. Okay, so then it just goes on to talk about what we can expect in season 7. And so we'll get to that in a second when we get on Belle Collective. We'll read what they said is going to happen. Now, let me say this. Yeah, Andrea, and I know you're not a member. I just, I'm having a cancer moment. I'm being a little sensitive right now in my cancer moment. And I just want to vent to people. but I don't want to vent publicly. So, and I may not need to vent at all. I may need to just not say nothing. But anyway, so this is what I want to say. And y'all can listen. Tracy, is Tracy in here? Chuck, you're here. You could be my scribe for today. Y'all can mark the timestamp, the date, and the timestamp. I have high hopes, and I am going to review it. Let's be clear. I'm going to review it, right? Maybe I'll do that then, Andrew. Maybe when I go into members only, I'll do members only on both channels at the same time. Maybe that's what I'll do. Because I don't want people to feel like they have to buy 2 memberships. Because I love the fact that y'all support me on both channels. And I don't want anybody to feel like they have to buy 2 memberships. So thank you, Andrew. That's if I do go into members only, I'll do it on both channels. Because you're right. You are a member on the other channel. So yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I like that. That's fair. So, but here's what I want us to say. Thank you, Chuck. Chuck has timestamped it. So we can go back to it. Here is the timestamp. This is what we need to acknowledge. We all need to acknowledge that this is going to be a Carlos King Kingdom Reign production. So we already know what it's going to give. Like, let's make no mistake. We have seen it before, Carlos. We have seen his formula. We know what he does. He gives us this premise, right? We get all excited that this is going to be about Black women coming together, entrepreneurship. And halfway through season 1, it's going to be about somebody's husband cheating, somebody mama slapped them, somebody didn't show up to the baby shower. Like, we know what Carlos King's production gives. Let's just call a thing, right? Here is my hope, though. My hope is, ladies and gentlemen, my hope is that we get enough entrepreneurship. My hope is that the women on this show are smart enough to get it in, use it for what it's there to use it for. And if it has to be a little messy, then they're getting more out of it than they're putting in it. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Like, Stormy, this is not your first rodeo. This is not your first rodeo with reality TV. And it's not your first rodeo with Kingdom Reign Productions. You know what you're signing up for. You know what it is. So my hope is that, because I feel like Stormy did that the first time around. Stormy and Melody Cherie, if we're going to call a thing, Stormy and Melody are the 2 biggest winners when it comes to Love and Marriage Huntsville, hands down. Hands down. The 2 biggest winners when it comes to Love and Marriage Huntsville. And I know some people don't like Melody, and I know some people don't like Stormy. But what we're not going to do, we're not going to pretend like they didn't take lemon and make lemonade. They didn't take a stone and press it into a diamond, especially Melody, because Melody had to basically rebrand her whole business. She had to shut down the original business, rebrand everything, and take it to where it is today. Stormy at least had the foundation already there, but she once she took it to TikTok, it just blew up to a whole nother level. And has she had some bumps in the road? Yeah, she definitely has. You know, she hasn't always listened. And the thing about entrepreneurship, and I know she was that girl before the show, but that's what I'm saying. She had the foundation, but she took it to the next level. And the show helped take her there. I'm not saying that the show was the only, but it put eyes on her that she didn't already have. I'll speak for myself. I didn't know who Stormy was, and I wasn't familiar with her products prior to the show. Now, maybe there were other people who were, but I was one of those people that found her through Love and Marriage Huntsville, and then TikTok, it just blew up from TikTok, right? Not Carlos, Lord. Chuck says, I just don't trust Carlos to hold true to the premise. Will Stormy showcase her entrepreneur prowess yet? Yes, but will the others be allowed with Carlos at the helm? And that's what I'm saying. I'm with you on that, Chuck. That's what I'm saying. That's my whole point. My point is, that is where I'm nervous, especially for the other ladies. You're right. This Tiffany Jones woman, and I don't mean this, I didn't mean for it to come out like this Tiffany Jones woman, but I mean, she popped up on my timeline. And I followed her. You know, I don't know a lot about her. I want to see it. And again, it's reality TV. We've had this conversation a million times before. They got to give us the mess. We know that. We want the mess to a certain extent. We want the mess. But I also want these women to get more out of it than what they're putting in. I'm going to be honest. If I'm being fair, I think I had heard of Canvas Beauty, but I didn't know Canvas Beauty, and I didn't know she was the owner. I don't think I knew it was like black owned. Like, I think I might have heard of Canvas Beauty, but I didn't know Stormy like that, you know. And I certainly didn't have any of her products. What is Melody's business? Melody has skincare. She does skincare, and she has a lot of the same thing, the body butters and all of that. What's her shit, what's Melody's where my Melometers at? What's Melody's company called? Her business? I don't remember the name of it. It's not Fifth Avenue. That was the original name. That was the original name. She rebranded it, and I forget what the name is now. 7th Avenue. Is that what it is? Oh, so maybe 7th Avenue is the new name. Okay, so 7th Avenue. Okay. 7th Avenue Beauty. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. It's 7th Avenue Beauty. Yeah. And so Carlos is not capable of producing any other way I fear. I think that I truly feel like in his heart of hearts, Carlos believes that's what we want. And we prove him right because that's what we watch. And again, I say we because I'm one of the we. You know, I'm one of the we. But that's what he believes. And until he can get a hit doing something different, he's going to keep doing what he's doing. Yeah. It was Embrace, but she changed. Okay, I knew it was another company before. Thank you, Britni Janae. So Embrace was the original name, and then she rebranded it. Right. He's super intentional with his messiness. Yeah. Chuck says, I don't think Carlos likes black women. So my opinion is, I think he loves black women. I just think that he thinks black women are messy and that's all they want. That's what I believe. I believe that in his heart of hearts, he does not feel like he can be successful bringing us positivity and girl power and black entrepreneurship without. I don't think he feels like he can give us 70% positive and 30% negative. I think he feels like he has to give us 70% negative and messy and 30% positive. Now, this is what I will say. Maybe y'all won't hear the difference of what I'm saying. I don't think that Carlos dislikes black women. I do think that Carlos grew up around a certain type of black woman, and I think he feels like that is what it is. So like all of the people that he cast are the same people. If you look at Love and Marriage Huntsville, Love and Marriage Detroit, Love and Marriage DC, if you look at Belle Collective, it's the same type of men. It's the same type of marriages and relationships. And I feel like that's probably what he grew up around, and he thinks that's the black experience. That's my opinion. Because if he didn't, it's something in him that he keeps casting the same fucking people. You can look at the couples on Love and Marriage Huntsville, and they are the same couples on on Detroit and on DC. I mean, it's the same thing with Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry talks about how much he loved his grandmother and he loved his mother and how much they poured into him and his aunts and stuff. But he gives us the distraught woman that was done so dirty by a man. Like every single character is the same person. But I think in his mind, I think he really feels like he is giving us a tribute to black women for their, I'm showing women their resilience and their this and their that. No, you're not. You're showing us beat up black women who the man did them so dirty. And no, you're not. Because how many positive black women And to be fair, I haven't looked at Beauty in Black, and I guess I think my understanding is that Beauty in Black is about a Black-owned beauty company. So I guess there's some positive, like strong Black women in that. But I don't mean no harm. But out of the shows that I've watched, let me just say that, because I haven't watched all of his shows. I tried to watch Sisters, even his characters, like the lawyer who was this strong Black woman, this lawyer. She became a fool for a man. Karen, the salon owner, she was a fool for a man. Like, you give us these women that have such potential to be these strong Black women, and then you still reduce them to a fool for a man. But if you hear him tell the story, he's giving tribute to strong Black women. I think he believes that. I do think he believes that. Just like Carlos, I think Carlos believes it. He's a smaller version of Tyler Perry. Sure. Maybe Carlos King had a female bully. Because I do believe that Carlos King was bullied in school. I think Carlos was bullied because he was gay. And I think Carlos was bullied because I believe Carlos had a speech impediment. I've never heard him say he did or he didn't. What up, Abby? Hey, boo. I never heard him say whether he did or he didn't, but I believe that he has a speech impediment, which is why I believe he talks the way he talks. Just like he talks just like Letitia talks, where she has to enunciate every single syllable. If you pay attention, that's how Carlos talks. And I believe he talks like that because I believe he had speech therapy, because I believe he had a lisp or some sort of speech impediment. And so I believe he was a bully. I mean, I believe he was bullied. Between that and him being gay, I believe he was bullied. And maybe his bully was a girl. So maybe, I don't know. But that's my opinion, y'all. I don't know that to be a fact. I don't know Carlos like that. But that's my opinion. Right. Notifications, but right. If you and he's not playing. Like, he really thinks that's him. That's training. He has been trained, just like we hear Letitia. She has been trained to enunciate her words. He talked about being bullied. See? Thank you, Pink Pedal. See, I don't watch every single Carlos interview and stuff like that. So I honestly don't know. This is just me being around kids who have to go through therapy. I hear it. And knowing that he was gay growing up, I don't think he could hide it. I mean, at the very least, people suspected it. But so maybe his bully was a girl. And I'm not even being funny, y'all. I'm really not being funny. A lot of times we subconsciously do things. So, yeah. Yeah, event, right. And Tisha talked about that on the show. Remember, I think that was season 1. She talked about getting speech therapy because of where, we hear how her mama talks, and that's where she grew up. And that's probably how she used to talk. I mean, she still has that Southern accent, but it's not as bad as when we hear Miss Wanda talk, child. He was in the closet with his door open. Right. So I'm going to review it. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to try to be positive, but I just feel like it's going to dissolve itself into a Carlos King production. But I'm going to try to stay positive, child. Now, let's read. The rest of this article talks about this new season of Belle Collective. So let's talk about that. In season 7 of Belle Collective, Letitia finds her marriage to Glenn at a breaking point and makes a courageous decision to prioritize herself. Let me tell you something. We don't care anymore about Letitia and Glenn. Girl, you're not going nowhere. You're not leaving that man. You're not divorcing that man. You're not breaking up with that man. You let that man cheat in peace. Let that man cheat in peace. Please and thank you. Because you're not going to do nothing different. Oh, Jessica, that's a good point. Jessica said, I don't think he hates women, but quickly realized how profitable it is, even if it's at Black women's expense. I can agree with you on that. All right, let's keep going. Marie is also rocked by a devastating betrayal when she learns that Cedric has been unfaithful. What is the devastating betrayal, ma'am? First of all, we all knew that. Even if I believe that you and Cedric were really back together, even if I'm going to walk down that storyline, even if I'm going to pretend like I believe that you and Cedric actually were broken up, got back together, whatever the situation you wanted us to believe. Let's just assume for a minute I believe that storyline. Let's just walk down the road, okay? Girl, what you shocked about? You said the man had been unfaithful to you the whole time y'all was married. Moving right along. Meanwhile, Latrice and Cliff are riding high as their restaurant Taste emerges as Jackson's hottest dining destination. But Latrice is soon forced to confront a serious health scare that threatens everything she has built. So we're just not gonna talk about that incident that went viral with a former somebody that works for y'all getting into a physical altercation with Cliff that we saw on camera. We're not gonna talk about that. We're not gonna talk about that viral moment that was all over the TikTok and the blogs about this woman that used to work for you that said you owe her some money, and Cliff physically assaulted her allegedly, and the police had to be called. We just gonna pretend like none of that happened. See, that's what I'm talking about. We saw it all over the blogs. We saw it all over the blog, so we're going to pretend like it didn't happen? We're not going to address it at all. Okay. All right, then. We're not going to act like, so we're not going to talk about how the people in the neighborhood are complaining about your restaurant, because we had a whole video about it. You had to go before the city council and everything. We're not going to talk about that. Okay. All right. Cool. We ain't going to talk about none of that. All right. But you have a health scare. All right. Selena's long-awaited wedding to Mike is fast approaching, but with plans behind schedule and a house hunt complicated by Mike's reluctance to let go of his bachelor pad, the pressure is mounting. I don't think I care nothing about that storyline either. Because this is what I'm going to say. This what I'm gonna say. If he's not ready to give up his bachelor pad, then he's not ready to marry you. If he's not ready to give up his bachelor pad, he's not ready to marry you. Now, I'm not talking about people who get married and they have to stay apart for legitimate reasons, like a job situation, maybe until y'all buy a new house. It's closer for him to stay home because it's closer to his job and y'all looking for a house that's a little bit closer. Like those types of things I'm not talking about. But if it's just because he ain't ready to let go, then man, sir, he ain't ready to get married. Not Chuck said, Selena, you deserve better than that Mr. T starter kit. Don't do that while I'm trying to drink my hot tea, Chuck. Yeah, Andrew, I don't know. It sounds like I don't need to watch it because I feel like I'm going to watch it and all I'm going to do is complain about every scene in every episode. But let's keep going, child. Carrie is facing financial challenges as the third location of her restaurant franchise, Brick and Spoon, struggles to gain traction. Then tensions reach a boiling point when Letitia and Latrice's simmering feud erupts into a massive confrontation at Selena's 50th birthday celebration, sending shockwaves through the collective and plunging the group into chaos. Y'all know whose storyline I didn't hear in that synopsis? Do y'all know whose storyline I did not hear in that synopsis? Tambra, girl, where you at? Tamara, do you not even have a storyline worthy enough for them to put in this chat GPT summary? You don't even have a storyline enough for them to put in that? Okay. No, they're not telling us the whole season. They're just telling us everybody's storyline. Amanda was a part of the big mess at the park. Child. Amanda wanted to be counted so bad. She wanted to be counted so bad. So that is it starts February the 13th. So we have about a month for the new season of Belle Collective. As you guys know, Love and Marriage Huntsville is on hiatus until March, I think. And Carlos said that he is giving us double the episodes. So I guess we're going to get over 10 episodes this season. Because Carlos, you could have kept them 8 episodes and just rolled it into this season. That was crazy. I didn't understand. So I don't know what the heck just happened. Sorry about that, y'all. I'm back. February 13th, Valentine's Day weekend. Child. KFS said Beauty in Black is full of downtrodden women too. Ooh. What's up, Busy? Shut up. Well, that was Carlos got me. That's what they need to do. That's what Carlos need to do. He need to call Soguchi he need to call and Akisha and Soguchi and get them up in here. That's what they need to do. Sorry, y'all. I follow JJ on Instagram, and baby, they living their best life. They just went on a cruise after Christmas. They said they took care of the kids, they took care of the family, and then now they're taking care of themselves. So they just went on. I think they left the day after Christmas, and they just went on a cruise. It was a Virgin Voyages cruise. They looked like they had a really nice Christmas. They did a bunch of TikToks in they pajamas, okay? And the whole family, the daughters and all of that. Right. They are happy. And I'm gonna be honest, I would welcome them to come back, but I do not want them to come back and the storyline is family strife because they look like they're in a really good place as a family. And I wouldn't want them to come back and that be their storyline. because that doesn't look like that's their reality. And I know you can't go by social media and all of that, but it does not look like their reality is that they don't like each other. And so I would welcome them coming back if we really gonna talk about what, so Gucci being a realtor, and we're really gonna talk about what JJ has going on. I mean, I know it's about the women, but JJ is very successful at what he does. And it looks like they're building, I don't know if they were building a new house or if he was just filming a TikTok in front of a house that he's building. But it looks like they might be building a new house. I don't know that to be a fact. But yeah, so they look like they really good. They look like they're really good. Akeisha just came out with her book talking about her fertility journey. She had fertility issues, trying to get pregnant. She ended up with 2 beautiful babies, and so she did a book that she's been promoting on that. So I think they're good. But I wouldn't mind seeing either one of them come back. I don't think Akeisha would ever come back. I think So Gucci could be talked into it. Akeisha, I don't think. Now, I think Akeisha might be able to. I think they might be able to talk Akeisha into doing a spinoff show in New Jersey. I think they can maybe talk her into doing. I think she could be talked into doing reality TV again. I don't think she could be talked into doing Belle Collective Jacksonville again. I don't know if JJ's business, I'm sure it does. I just don't know. I don't know the name of his business. In my opinion, they should stay away and live their life. This toxic place is not so for them. It's so not for them. Yeah. And that's why I said if they come back, I really would want it to just be about So Gucci, her real, her doing her real, her real estate, and just, All right. What's next on our agenda today? Ultimate girls trip. So look, y'all. So from my understanding of what the ultimate girls trip is the ultimate road trip. So what I feel like is the 6 principal people, and I'll give you their names in a second. I feel like they're gonna put them in an RV and have them driving throughout the United States, running into different housewives, because they said altogether 60 housewives make a. Oh, thank you, little baby. Thank you, boo. Thank you for the timestamp. Hold on, write it down. Oh, I ain't doing it. Altogether, it's going to be 60 housewives. You can put it in the description box, little baby, because I'm not going to cut this video up. But if you want to just put it in the description, in the comments, so people know, they can do that. But thank you, boo. I feel like that's what the show is going to be, because how you going to get 60 housewives all in one boom, boom, boom? And I think that's why it's called a road trip, because I think they're going to travel. This is my problem with the cast. So let me read y'all the cast first of all. The primary cast. The primary cast is Vicky Gumbelson from OC, Leanne from New York, Teresa Giudice from New Jersey, Kyle Richards from Beverly Hills, Portia Williams from Atlanta, Giselle from Potomac, and Lisa Barlow from Salt Lake City. Now, here is my issue. Number one, I'm going to be real honest with you. I don't give a damn about watching none of these women. Vicky is annoying. have never watched. No, that's a lie. I've watched one season of Orange County, and I do not think Vicky was on that season. But I've seen her on Ultimate Girls Trip, and I have seen her on. Wasn't she on Traders? One season of Traders, and that was enough. Don't care. So that's number one. Don't care. Number two, Leanne. She's an OG. I can't take nothing away from Leanne. She's an OG. Leanne is going to be Leanne, right? Teresa, y'all know I used to love me some Teresa, but these last couple of seasons, she has become insufferable to me. Don't care, because she's going to just whine and complain the whole fucking time. But okay, girl. You know she's going to get into an argument with somebody. I don't know who, but Luann, my bad. She's going to get into an argument with somebody. But okay. Kyle is not good television. Kyle is not going to get dirty. She's not. But okay, she might surprise me. Okay. Portia, we know what we're getting from Portia. Does Portia make good TV? Yes. Am I sick of Portia? I am, but I can only speak for myself. I'm sick of Portia. But, you know, I feel like ever since Portia came back, actually, to be real, Portia left Housewives, but she never really left reality TV. Portia did every damn competition show. She did a girls trip. She did, like, Portia never left. Like, I feel like I kept seeing Portia everywhere, even when she wasn't on Housewives. Like, did she ever go anywhere? So I'm just kind of over Portia. Giselle, do I need to say anything about Giselle? Now, the only thing is Giselle will not have any sidekicks. There's nobody else from Potomac on this season. She is alone. She is by herself. So that might be an interesting dynamic to see how Giselle moves with these other ladies who are older, you know, more seasoned OGs. That might be an interesting thing to see how she moves among these ladies. But ultimately, Lisa Barlow is insufferable. Insufferable. Portia was just, you know what, she was. You right. You are right. You are right. When they went to what was that, Thailand? You right. Her and Portia became, you are absolutely correct. So this what I'm gonna say. I'll wait for the trailer, but I don't think I'm gonna review this. I don't see me reviewing this. I might talk about it, like, you know what I mean, like, but unless the trailer knocks my socks off, which I'm not holding my breath. Now, what I want to see, I would be interested to see them go through the cities that aren't represented. I would be interested to see when they go through Miami, because like I said, I truly believe that this is going to be them getting in an RV and just driving around the damn United States. I definitely would be interested to see the interaction with Miami. And they better go through Dallas and meet up with at least one or two of the Dallas girls. They better. I think that would be so disrespectful if they did not acknowledge. If this is supposed to be like a 20-year celebration of Housewives, I think it would be really, really, really disingenuous to not go through Dallas. Dom Devereaux, it's funny because I was going to bring up DC. It'll be interesting to see if they reach out to any of the DC ladies. I think they should. Don't know if they will, but I do, even though that was a short-lived show, I think they should. Again, if this is supposed to be a celebration of the 20 years of Housewives, I think all of the franchises of Dubai, I think now they ain't gonna get on no plane to Dubai, but they could fly somebody in. Chanel, Amon, Stansberry, they need to fly somebody in. All of them ladies in Dallas, in hindsight, all of them ladies in Dallas are problematic. All of them are probably MAGA, and I shouldn't say that because I don't know that to be a fact. We know that Leanne had some issues. We know for a fact that the one girl is absolutely MAGA. Her husband was MAGA down. The one with the Birkins, the one that always wore pink. Cord, the one that talked like that. Well, Cord said, baby, she was the one that had the poncho for her Birkin. Y'all remember her? I can't remember her name now, but her. We know she was MAGA because her and her husband and her brother-in-law were all up in the comments. MAGA, 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 child. Yeah, they would have had to cancel Dallas. I mean, part of the reason why they canceled Dallas is because it was so problematic. But they definitely, baby, they're gonna have to recast the whole thing. Because that's what at first they said they were going to rebrand it and bring on some, people of color, and then they just decided to just scrap the whole thing. Listen, let's be clear. A lot of housewives are MAGA, but I'm talking about like loud and proud waving a MAGA flag MAGA. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, y'all. So yeah. Isn't the DC cast still very connected in DC circles? I'm gonna be honest, I haven't really followed any of them. I think all of the couples that got divorced. I think I saw like a Where Are They Now on TikTok. All of the couples that got divorced. I think I know the black lady, her and her husband are divorced. The other lady, I know at least 3 of the couples are divorced, child. But we gotta see cameos from Miami, Dallas, and Dubai. If we don't, I can live without seeing any cameos. I can live without seeing any cameos from DC. I can live without that. But Dallas and Dubai and Miami, we absolutely have to. No, I'm not talking about Deandra. Now, Deandra, I don't think, well, listen, I don't put nothing past nobody. Based on my impression of her from the show, I think her mama is probably MAGA, but I don't know about her. But her mama is probably full-fledged, red hat MAGA child. Her mama was a mess. Y'all remember her mama? Ooh, her mama was a mess. What was her mama name? Child, I had to find my old review. I used to review Dallas. I had to find my old reviews of Dallas, child. I don't think we have a start date for Rhode Island yet, do we? I don't think they gave us a start date yet. Brandy was the one with the red hair. Oh, I'm sure her husband and Stephanie's husband. I'm sure. Well, I shouldn't say that because I don't know these people, but based on my impression of them on the show, I would say. Listen, the majority of the housewives are MAGA. Not all, y'all. I ain't say all of them, so don't y'all come at me. But I think if we were to go franchise by franchise, person by person, and scrub their social media, and that's why it's smart of them to not bring their politics on the show. You saw what happened with Kelly Dodd. Well, once her ass was MAGA and wearing red hats and stuff, talking about something. It was just a playoff of Make America Great Again, talking about Make Housewives Great Again. But then when you started talking about how COVID wasn't real and why is everybody scared to travel? It's not real, and you were anti-masker and all that. You saw that. You saw how fast she lost her job, and she ain't never been invited back. Her and her husband got their MAGA podcast, child, and you see she ain't never been invited back. So that's why, again, does everybody have a right to their political views? Sure. I can't tell somebody how to feel politically, but I think that Bravo is smart enough to understand their demographic, not necessarily the demographic of like where these people are, but who watches them. They're smart enough to know who watches them, the demographic of people who watch, right? And understand that it wouldn't be smart for these women to wave their red flags, okay? They're smart enough to know that. You know, but that's just my opinion. Didn't she contract C-19? Probably, because remember her, that last season that she was on, remember that was before she married the guy she's married to now. He was in New York. And remember she was flying from California to New York. She was talking about how empty the planes were. Yes, bitch, because we were in the middle of a fucking pandemic. Because that's the only season I've ever watched of OC was that season. And everybody told me I watched the wrong season, but I can't unwatch it. I mean, I can't unwatch it. Like, that was my first impression, and I can't unwatch it. Only one person I've seen make them excuses for was Ramona. So I'm gonna take right now. It's a hard pass for me. It's a hard pass for me right now. I mean, just all I can say. Now, if the trailer comes out and it knocks my socks off, then I'm here for it. I'm definitely going, depending on who makes the cameo and what that looks like, I may talk about it. But I don't see me doing a week-to-week review because I'm just not interested. If I'm being honest, I'm just not interested. So there we are with that. I know a lot of people were excited. I'm not. Sorry. That cast just doesn't do it for me. And I don't know what my OG cast would be. Like, I don't know what cast would have made me be like, yes. But I definitely think I would want to see somebody that we don't see regularly. Like, I would love for this to be a cast of people we just don't see regularly. Like, I know Vicky's been gone for a couple of seasons, so maybe the Vicky was fine. Luann, okay, she's not on regularly anymore, even though she's had like 3 spinoffs or whatever. But I'm literally watching Giselle right now. Giselle was on the last season of Love Hotel. She's been on at least one Ultimate Girls Trip. I don't want to see Giselle again. And what that tells me, Giselle, is you ain't got shit else going on because you are always fucking available when Bravo calls. You never have a conflict, ma'am. That's what it says to me. Girl, you never have a conflict. No, I haven't done this. I'm gonna do the stalker update at the end. And I'm almost done. Kyle, I'm watching Kyle right now. Do you know we have so many ex-Real Housewives of Beverly Hills alumni that we can go and pull somebody out the hat, as long as it's not Brandy Glanville. Anybody but Brandy. And I don't want to see Lisa Rinna because I'm looking at her ass right now on Traders. But do you know how many ex-Real Housewives of Beverly Hills women they could have pulled out the hat? It had to be Kyle. Like, really? Teresa Giudice, I guess. I mean, her show was on hiatus. I guess. Lisa Barlow, again, I mean, Salt Lake City is so young; it had to be somebody. And Salt Lake City is one of their bread and butter. So I understand Salt Lake City. I get Salt Lake City, and I even understand why they chose Lisa. I'm just over it. Like I just don't want to see. Lisa. I just don't want to see Lisa. And again, same thing with Portia. Girl, we just saw you on Housewives. Then you were on Traders, even though you didn't make it past the first episode. Then you were on Traders, and now Housewives of Atlanta is coming back in a couple of months. Like, girl, give me time to miss you. But anyway, moving right along. Child, I don't know if Kenya's back in good graces yet. Has Kenya and Bravo made up yet, child? I ain't gonna never say never again. I told y'all that I could tell y'all that Kenya was gone for the rest of last season. I can't speak on where Kenya's future is. Yeah, I don't think we need not Sheba nothing. I mean, could we get like a Deshaun Snow? I wouldn't mind seeing a little more. I mean, she's done a lot. She's lost some weight. I think she's gotten remarried. I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit more of Deshaun Snow. I don't know if she would do it. And I understand what people are saying. Well, they want the OGs because but I feel like we would watch. If you are a Real Housewife fan, I think if they found some of the more popular alumni, I think people would watch it. I remember Deshaun Snow. That's what I'm saying. Like you're saying, who remembers Deshaun Snow? I remember Deshaun Snow. Don is saying no either. Okay, fine. Y'all saying no to Deshaun. Okay, fine, child. Fine. Okay, fine. Damn. But I would. But I guess it's just me. All right. All right. Lisa Wu, But y'all saying no. Okay. All right. Oh no, absolutely not to Kim Zolciak. Absolutely fucking not. Okay, never mind. So anyway, there it is. Thank you, little baby. Little baby says she wants to see Deshaun too. I would love to see Deshaun, but neither here nor there. I don't know. Again, for me, it's just, I just feel like I don't get a break from Portia. I feel like I don't get a break from Giselle. Make me miss you a little bit. Make me want to see you. And I don't want to see you. Shamari would be good. Now, I would love to have seen Shamari. Shamari would have been good. I think they should do an ultimate girls trip with just ex-housewives. Nobody that is still currently on any of their shows. I think that would be fun. I think it would be fun to get a group of women who all have a history and see where they are now, let them interact with each other and let them tell their Bravo stories. Now, I would love to see that. Take them on a island somewhere, put them in one of them, nice ass Airbnbs for 4 or 5 days. I would love that. And let them just all be people that are no longer on their show. No matter what franchise, no matter what season, just all ex. They did an ex Real House. When did they do that one? I don't remember that. What season was all ex? What season was that of Ultimate Girls Trip? I don't remember that season. The doctor with the bad house. Oh, Tiffany Moon down in Dallas. Yes. Season 3. I don't know about that one, SCK. Hold on. What season was that? Hold on one second. What season was that? Hold on. Season 3. Hold on. Let's see. The cast for season 3 of Ultimate Girls Trip Bravo. Let me see who was on that cast. Oh, Lord, I misspelled Bravo, Lord. Um, see, hold on. Okay, Ultimate. Okay, season 3. Taylor Armstrong, Brandy Glanville, Vicky Gundelson, Tamara Judge, Eva Marcel, Dorinda, Phaedra, Jill. Oh, that was the season that they went up to what's her face's house, Dorinda's house. Oh, yes. Okay, I do remember that season now. Got it. Got you. Got you. Yeah. Yep. You're right. Those were all ex housewives. You're right. I didn't remember that damn season. I forgot all about that daggone season. Damn. Yep. Blue Manor. Bluestone Manor. Yep. I forgot all about that season. Thank you, SCK. So yeah, okay, they did do it already. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Child, that season with Caroline, we ain't never. That's gonna be the lost season. We ain't gonna never see that season. Yeah, Brandy did 2 seasons of Ultimate Girls Trip. Sure did. Yep, they sure were. I forgot all about. I mean, I remember the season. I don't think I realized that all of them were ex housewives. I remember the season, but yeah, I didn't realize they were all ex housewives. Wow, look at that. Okay, so I want to say this, and then I'm gonna read y'all the update from. I'm gonna give y'all the update from my stalker, Brandy. I mean, excuse me, Britni from the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, y'all. I'm gonna have to the Bravo docket. You guys know I love the Bravo docket. They're 2 lawyers, and they basically follow all lawsuits relating to anything on any of the Bravo shows. They pull the lawsuit, they read the lawsuit, and they kind of go over it about what happened or whatever. And they usually follow the lawsuits to the end, whether they settled or whatever. So they actually pulled Britney's divorce paperwork. Y'all know Britney from Salt Lake City. And as I was listening to I haven't listened to the full episode yet, but I listened to like a TikTok, like where they were kind of giving a breakdown on TikTok. It sort of gave me a different perspective on Britney. And I think that I'm gonna finish listening to the whole episode and bring you guys the information. But from what I heard, actually, I'm gonna let y'all just hear it. And then I think it might give us a little bit of a different perspective. Hold on. Because I saved it. I believe I saved it on my TikTok. Hold on. You do need a good one. Let me see. And if I didn't save it, I know where to find it. Okay, I didn't save it, but I know where to find it. It was on the Bravo docket. It was on their Instagram. I don't know why I didn't save it. Here it is right here. For those of you that watch Salt Lake City, I want y'all to hear it.
After reviewing the filings in Britney Bateman's divorce proceedings and related litigation, I now understand her. And I think this is exactly what she was trying to convey to the women in the second to last episode of this season of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, where she was trying to say, yes, I was estranged from Olivia, but I didn't really have a choice. Let's get into it. But before we do, I just want to say that these are all allegations, and I'm not trying to excuse Britney's behavior or even diagnose her. This diagnosing is not my area of expertise, not my lane. So she's involved in a divorce with her ex-husband, but also has sued him for intentional infliction of emotional distress. And that is all stemming from allegations that he really coercively controlled her. She alleges that her ex-husband controlled what she could wear, what perfume she could wear, if she could get her nails done, controlled who she could spend time with, and required her to avert her eyes from other men, including men on television. She alleges that he installed cameras in their home. He would watch the footage and then review parts of the footage with her to talk about behavior he didn't like of hers. She alleges he restricted the money she could spend. He would do accounting down to the dollar. He would also turn off her phone and her children's phones as a form of punishment. She alleges he also turned off the heat on her in their home while her mother was staying there and battling cancer. Now, as an attorney, what stood out to me and what stood out to Angela as well was his response to these allegations. So he filed an answer and he didn't deny all of these things. We discuss it in full on our episode of the Bravo docket that comes out this week, but he kind of admitted in part to a lot of these things and then denied how they were characterized. So he would say, I admit that I did this, but I didn't do it for that reason. Like, sir. So like I said, we get way more into this in this week's episode of the Bravo docket, but I just found this to be really insightful, and it explains to me, or gives me some context to better understand Britni, understand her sort of anxious behaviors on the show, and understand maybe why her relationship with her children was strained for a bit.
So, and you guys are right. I didn't finish watching Heather's documentary because they only played the one episode on Bravo. The rest of it was on Peacock, and so I have to. I just never went over there to finish watching it. But some of this is very allegedly. I'll say that allegedly typical of Mormon husbands, but I think that that's the story that's not being told. And I get it, y'all. It's a reality show, and I get it. But I feel like, and maybe Britni doesn't want to talk about it. Maybe she can't. I don't know. But I do find it very interesting. And I think that that's some insight that we're not getting as it relates to her relationship with her kids. And I understand that people might say, well, so what? That's still her kids. She still chose a man over her kids. But as we all know, abuse doesn't start like this, especially if it's been indoctrinated in her as a Mormon. You know, she grew up Mormon. Her family is still Mormon. So anyway, I just thought that gave us a different insight. What's the tea? I heard the same thing. I heard that Jacqueline is in talks to be like a friend of. I don't think she's in talks to be like a regular cast member. Jacqueline, formerly of the Real Housewives of New Jersey, her and her husband moved to the West Coast a while ago. They moved to Vegas, and then they're friends with women on the show, and I think they've actually even been in a couple of scenes. They live in the neighborhood with some of the women that are on the OC, and I heard the same thing, that she is in talks to maybe be a friend of. Now, I don't think that, we know that Carolyn and her sister don't speak. We know they don't speak with each other. But I think that Jacqueline don't really fool with them like that either. And I think that Jacqueline and her daughter are not, I think they're estranged. I don't know that to be a fact, but that's the impression. That is the impression that I get, because I follow the daughter. I follow Ashley on Instagram. So yeah, I follow the daughter. I follow Ashley on Instagram, and she never posts her mom. She posts her dad. She posts Caroline and her family. She never, ever, ever posts Jacqueline. I have never seen Jacqueline on her Instagram. The holidays and stuff like that, she's always with the Manzos. So yeah, her son is autistic. I don't think they're in a good space. Jacqueline moved across the country to get away from her husband's side of the family. Well, that would make sense. If Jacqueline felt it wasn't aired, Yeah, it may not have aired, but I believe that I read that in that same little blurb that she has been at certain events, but yeah, maybe they didn't film it. I mean, maybe they didn't air it. All right, you guys, last but not least, let me give you the update on my stalker child. So y'all know the other day I told y'all about my stalker. And before I went live, I gave my stalker an opportunity to have a conversation with me. I reached out to her on Instagram. She had reached out to me on Instagram, but I didn't know who she was. So I deleted the message. But I have reached out to her on Instagram to give her an opportunity to have the conversation. She did not respond. She saw the message because you know on Instagram, you could tell when somebody read your message. She read the message. She just did not acknowledge the message until after I went live. So I'm going to read you what she sent me after I got off of my live, which tells me, girl, you was watching. Girl, you was watching. But let me read it to y'all. Let me start out by saying that I did not really watch your first interview. My older children watched parts of it, and they're the ones that told me that you made a comment about I should have known he was out of my league. So again, I say, girl, I didn't say that. And you didn't watch my interview, but you listened to your kids' version of what it was, and you did all of that over what your kids said. Sure. So now that you have stated that that's not true, which means you were watching my video, because that's where I said it wasn't true. I never had a conversation with you. So that means you watched my video. I will find the time to go back and watch. Find the time, girl, bye. Moving on to the second interview. After watching that, I find it hard to believe that you defended me before. I could be wrong, but I haven't watched the first interview. My issue is that you gave a woman a platform to speak on me that wreaked havoc on my life for years. But isn't that what you were doing to Darius? Didn't you go online and talk about Darius and tell your side of the story about what happened between you and Darius? Isn't that what you did, sweetheart? My love? That's what you did. All I did was give a woman an opportunity to tell her side of her experience with you, just like all you wanted was to tell your side of your experience with Darius. Am I correct? We good? We on the same page? Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. My issue, oh, I just read that. I'm sorry. She left out the fact that she came to the hospital. I'm not gonna read this because it deals with kids, and I'm not gonna get into that. But basically, she said that Danielle showed up at the hospital to try and fight her child. She said with members of her gang. Again, there go that racial shit. There go that racial shit. With members of her gang. Then she went on to say she's a part of the Vice Lords. So now Danielle's a gang member and she showed up at the hospital. That's what we doing? Okay, girl. Okay. had to have security outside of my room. Did I conduct myself in ways? First of all, I'm not even gonna get on your punctuation, spelling, and where you put your periods and your commas. As a business owner of multiple businesses, I figure you should know that your grammar's fucked up. That's all I'm gonna say. Your grammar is fucked up. But I ain't even gonna go there. I'm not even gonna go there with this grammar. I'm just gonna read the shit. But just know that her commas, her periods, and her question marks are in the wrong places. But I'm not even gonna say nothing. I don't want to sound like I'm being patty. But just know your grammar's fucked up. So then it says, did I conduct myself in ways? I'm gonna just say it. Question mark. I don't even know what you said. Did I just? I shouldn't have back then, probably. But you gave a platform to someone to come on there and brag about how her and this man used me. I mean, that was her story. That's her side of the story. That's her side of the story. Her side of the story is that she married that man and you went into her DMs, went into his DMs and said, I'll give you $5,000 if you divorce her today. And they took the $5,000 and he didn't divorce her. That's her story. I can't tell that woman how to tell her story. She showed me the text messages. That's how I know you did it, because I saw the text messages from you to him. I saw the text messages, ma'am. So yeah, I let her say it. That's her story. Whatever receipt, and that's not okay. She showed you. Let me just read it. Whatever receipt she shows you, you were probably only 5% true. You know what? If y'all could see how fucked up this it says whatever, you know what? It says whatever receipt she showed you were WE''RE, probably only 5% true. It was WE''RE. You know that means we are, right? You know when you put that apostrophe in there, it's not, first of all, it's not, it means we are. Were probably only 5% true. Some of those names and profiles, that's what it says, and profiles were definitely not me, nor were they anybody that I knew. I think what upset me the most, now let me stop right there. It was you, and I'm gonna tell you how I know it was you. Because you know how when you are impersonating somebody, you're pretending to be somebody that you're not, and you forget because you get into an argument and you get heated and you get out of your body and you start talking like the person you really are. That's how I know it was you, my love. Because in those receipts that Danielle showed me, every time you came in her DMs as a different person, she always called you Nicole. You never respond. Like the person that was talking to her never said, who's Nicole? I'm not Nicole. What are you talking about? So like if I'm arguing with Lil Baby and I'm pretending like my name is Stephanie, and Lil Baby responds and says, Really B, I know that's you. Really B, stop playing in my DMs. Really B, da-da-da-da-da. And I never respond and say, who are you talking about? I'm not Really B. I don't know who Really B is. Girl, you never did that. And then when you were in the middle of arguing with Danielle in her DMs, girl, you let your slip show. Because when she would call you Nicole and she would say certain things about you specifically, let's just say, for example, I know you was with my husband last night, bitch. Nicole, you was with my husband last night because I called his phone. Then you will respond as Nicole, even though you were under another name. You were under a whole different name, but you will respond as Nicole and say, yeah, I was with your man, bitch, because, you know, I gave him the $5,000 to be with me. You see what I'm saying? You see, Nicole? Because I know you watching. You see, Nicole, what I'm saying? You let your slip show. And I read all of the messages. And I didn't even read all of the messages, but I read enough of the messages. And I was like, oh, I see what you're talking about. You called her Nicole, even though this profile says something else, but she responded as Nicole. Like that time when you called the boy nigga. Remember when you used the N-word? Remember that? She was talking to you about a man you had tagged on Facebook and said that he was the father of your child. And your response to her under a different name was, and that's not the father of my child because I don't mess with fat niggas. That was the response. You were responding as Nicole, even though you were under a different name, ma'am. So, yes, I saw her receipts and I believed what I was looking at. Now, if she manufactured receipts, let me tell you something. If Danielle manufactured all those receipts, she got way too much time on her hands. Because when I tell you that woman showed me pages and pages and pages and pages of conversations between the two of y'all, ma'am. Now, I'm going to keep reading. I think what upset me the most is that you show documents with my business name and address on it. Ma'am, Google shows your business and address. I didn't show her any private information. I didn't post anything that you can't Google. So what are you talking about? I didn't dox you, ma'am. You run a public business. You are listed on social media. You have Yelp reviews because I saw those too. I saw your Yelp reviews too, ma'am. You are public business. You are not a private entity where only the people who know. Girl, you online. It's public. You showed my legal name when I don't even have that posted online. So now you're admitting that you do have aliases. Oh. So you're admitting that you have aliases? How did I get your legal name? From the person that you claim you're not stalking? How did I get your legal name, Nicole? From the person that you claim you're not stalking? Oh, okay. You also helped her push the agenda of a white woman against black men. I did. Because that's how I feel. And let's be clear, I'm talking about a white woman, you. And again, now you are admitting you're a white woman, but when she confronted you about using a racial slur, your response was, well, my daddy is black, I can use it. But now you're a white woman. See how that Karen comes out? Now you're a white woman. And I'm pushing the agenda of a white woman versus black men. You didn't say in here, and you said that I'm not white, and you said that I'm not a black woman, and I am a black woman. You see how you didn't clear that up? You see how you didn't clear that up? So you are a white woman. So now I'm back to, you don't get to use a racial slur. Period. Full stop. No commas. This is the part that really did it for me. This is the part that really did it for me. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for this? If you're owed an apology, I will probably give you an apology. Bitch, fuck you and your apology. First of all, if you are owed an apology, ma'am, you just admitted that you didn't even watch my video, even though we know you're lying. So you don't know what the fuck I said and what I didn't say. You plastered me on your Facebook page and said that I said stuff that I did not say. It's not if I'm owed an apology. I am owed an apology, bitch. It's not an if. It's a yes. I am owed an apology. And then it says, I will probably give you an apology. Ma'am, take that apology and stick it up your ass. And I mean that in the harshest way it sounds. Because y'all know how I already feel about apologies that start with the word if. That's number one. There's no if I'm owed an apology. But I can tell you that I don't appreciate you giving her a platform. Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you to tell me who I can and cannot give a platform to? This is my motherfucking YouTube channel. You don't get to tell me who I can and cannot give a platform to. And I don't give a fuck what you appreciate. She has nothing to do with what happened between Darius and I. And you allowed her to come out and speak to try to discredit me from what I went through with him. It absolutely connects. You know why it connects? Because what Danielle was trying to show us, people who don't know, neither one of y'all from a hole in the wall, is you've done this to other Black men. That's what she was trying to show us. She was showing a pattern of your behavior because you went over on Crystal XO and played the distressed white woman. And oh my gosh, I can't believe he did that to me. I was so stupid and I was so naive. But what it's showing is that you have a pattern of doing this to Black men. Because I didn't see not nail white man on your roster over on your Facebook. Now, that don't mean you didn't have none. I'm just telling you I didn't see none. So you're absolutely correct, because just like you got up on multiple platforms and talked about Darius and talked about his character and told us that he was on welfare and that he stole $37,000 from you and that he cheated on you and that he physically assaulted you, the same way you sat your ass on any platform that would let you and disparage that Black man, you're absolutely correct. I gave Danielle a platform to speak about her experience with you and her ex-husband, who was a Black man who was caught up in y'all's bullshit. And again, if you listened to the interview, at the end of my interview with Danielle, I said, I think all y'all behaved badly. That's what I said. I said it to Danielle. I said it, and Danielle agreed. She said, you're right. And I told her, I said, girl, just let this thing leave. Just let it go, child. Just let this thing go. I said, all y'all asses was on some bullshit. So you're right. I did, and I would do it again. I don't give a fuck. Talking about, I don't appreciate you giving her a platform. Ma'am, I'm grown. Like grown. Every time I'm in a new relationship, that woman contacts the person that I'm with. Again, if I owe you an apology, I will probably give you one. But I'm just going based off of what my oldest daughter told me. She said every time I'm in a new relationship, Danielle, this woman comes along. And you shouldn't have interfered. You shouldn't have stuck your head in her damn marriage. How about that? You shouldn't have contacted her husband on the day they got married and sent him a message that I saw saying, I'll give you $5,000 if you file for divorce today. I saw the message, ma'am. I saw the message. I also saw the messages that you sent to her friends on Facebook the day she posted her wedding picture saying this woman claims she married a man that was already married. See, you did that to Danielle. Because I saw the messages. I saw where Danielle's friends responded to you and said, get the fuck out my DMs. I saw where you threatened See, if we're going to talk about it, I'm going to talk about it. I saw where you threatened one of Danielle's friends and threatened to get her fired. Her friend who was a nurse, a registered nurse, and you threatened to call her job. You threatened to get that woman fired. You threatened to tell her job that she was violating certain laws, HIPAA. I'm going to say HIPAA, but it was something else. You threatened to get that woman fired from her job. I saw the messages. See, when I told y'all, when I did that interview with Danielle and I told y'all I saw way more than what I said, I'm telling you what I did. Don't play with me. Because I'll let Danielle come back and show all her shit. I saw where you threatened to get that woman fired. Her friend. So you are absolutely correct. And if Danielle decide to chase after every man that you post on Facebook, because the only way Danielle would know you was messing with somebody is if you put his ass on Facebook and tagged him. If Danielle decide to slide into every single one of those mofos DMs until she get tired, guess what? Go for it. You know why? Because you interfered yourself in that woman's marriage to begin with. And let's be clear, ain't nobody found a marriage certificate yet. So all of that, we were married, ain't nobody found a marriage certificate yet, ma'am. And they done looked in 3 states. They done looked in Nevada. They done looked in Michigan. And they done looked in New Hampshire. So until you produce a marriage certificate for any of these men, I don't give a fuck about nothing you have to say. I don't care about your apology. Like I said, you can take that apology. You can shove it up your ass. And I mean that. I mean that. Now, this concludes our interaction. You don't never need, because I didn't respond to her. This is my response. This is my response. This concludes our interaction, ma'am. You can block me. You can delete me. You can do whatever it is you feel like you need to do. Just leave me the fuck alone. And I'm telling you that publicly. Don't slide in my DMs. We have no more conversation to have. Whatever apology you feel like you thought, I don't give a fuck about it. Leave me the fuck alone. Don't contact me. Don't slide in no more messages from me. We have nothing else to say. And in the grand scheme of things, Ready to Love is going to be over in 3 weeks. And ain't nobody going to give a fuck about none of this. We didn't care before, if we being honest. And with that being said, we heading over to El Teddy's house. If I go live, I don't think I'm gonna do a tribe meeting. I might do a members only though. It's really just going to depend. We are doing Beverly Hills Child, and I have to do a double Beverly Hills, so I may not come back until we do Beverly Hills. But if I do go live, it'll be a members only. With that being said, I'm gonna talk to y'all later. The weekend. If I don't do a members only today, I will do a members only before the weekend is over. I will. And when I say weekend, I mean include Monday, because y'all know Monday is Martin Luther King's birthday. So I will do a members only before Monday evening. I'm get you that. Okay. But y'all know we got traders this weekend. We have Ready to Love, Beyond the Gates. I got to get caught up on Beyond the Gates. Hey, Scotty Boo. Hey, Boo. And of course, y'all know we got Potomac on Monday, Married to Medicine on Monday. With that being said, Potomac on Sunday night. And since I don't have to go to work Monday, I might go ahead and get y'all Married to Medicine. Well, no, I'm not. That's a lie. I'm telling a lie. Y'all will get Married to Medicine on Monday, though. All right. I'll talk to y'all later. Talk to y'all. Peace.